your finger pedaling. That's, I think every one of us tried it out a couple times. And I'm going to call the next group to come on up and join us: Isaiah Kroc, Alexa Marinakis, and Emily Perkins.
Well, as you already know, this week we have been going around Canton and looking at the many positives and negatives around Canton. Then we came up with ideas, and with the past 2 to 3 days, we've been perfecting them for you tonight. And our idea is called Somniator, which is Latin for dreamer. In 1905, Guy Titten built a hotel called St. Francis.
Check.
Called the St. Francis, also known as the Courtland. It was located on 209 Tusk Street West. It was complete with 400 rooms, a ballroom, meeting rooms for many esteemed clubs, and had headquarters for many different organizations through its history. In 1986, city officials had to make the choice to preserve either the courthouse or the hotel. Eventually, they chose the courthouse, and they decided to tear the Hotel Courtland down. The space was intended to be used for green space, but was made into an ice skating rink for the winter. About 4 years ago, due to budget cuts, they shut the ice skating rink down and permanently melted it because the $30,000 that it needed to stay maintained, they did not have.
As of right now, the building is a hot dog stand, which is open 9 to 2, and when I've rode past it, I haven't seen it very busy, so we're thinking of new ideas. But behind the hot dog place, yeah, guys. Sorry. Behind the hot dog place, there's a structure we've nicknamed the bunker. And it has, I don't know how to explain it has like flowers growing. There's a garden basically, there's a green area, there's tables set up. And in front of the hot dog place, there's a big arch, which would be about where Isaiah is pointing, or right there in the picture, as you can see. And it's the last remaining piece of the hotel.
So our idea for the place, this open place, and the remnants of the skating rink and the hotel, we want to get art lessons for children in the grassy area by the hot dog stand that's now there. We want to give art lessons to children, like art majors from Malone or Walsh or any other college can all come, and they can give art lessons to the children and teach them and have like a little project, and the people and the children can learn something about art. We also could have sit-in movies where we have a movie playing and families and people can come in and watch their movie. We want to have eco-friendly living instructions for children, or lessons for living eco-friendly, like recycling and doing things like that. We could just educate the children. We want to make a hope garden in the garden that Emily mentioned. There's a garden there, and so we want to make it a hope garden, which is where we grow vegetables, and then we donate the vegetables to places like Refuge of Hope or any other place that needs food and things. We could make a fountain, which would add a really cool which would be a really cool feature to this space. It would make it very, very enjoyable and kind of a place to be in Canton. We could also bring back the ice rink, which, like Alexa said, would be very expensive at $30,000 a year, but it would really make it a prosperous place again. We could also have it be a meeting place for various groups like Tom Todd or families that want to come and hang out. If you want to meet your friends there, you can sit at the picnic tables and hang out. We could also have family picnics where families come together and unify in the community. And then we could also have various other children's activities to keep the children off the streets and out of trouble. Because when they're doing something after school, then they're not going to go steal from somebody or hang out with their friends and get in trouble. So if we had activities for them after school, then they could actually have something to do. We could also continue with First Friday performances in this space because it's a really good space for that.
In conclusion, this once historical hotel was a busy, bustling area that had ballrooms and girls twirling in fancy dresses. Men's held important meetings and decisions were made. And it was a fun place to stay at. We hope that we can draw people in Canton to an equally fun place again. We would make this possible by proposing that a community group would come together, forming the Friends of Courtland Square. The group would facilitate and do fundraising, businesses proposals, the schedule of events, and the maintenance.
And I think we can all agree that this space is not being utilized to its full potential.
So these ideas would help preserve this historical site, and it would also make maximum usage of this very good space. So thank you so much for listening, and we hope you enjoyed it.
Any questions at this point in time? Yeah.
I just wanted to applaud you, and wonderful idea, and I love the idea. Isaiah, I loved your idea about the movie, the sit-in movies, and often one of the things that we don't want to do, or city people often don't want to do, is they don't want to change or move everything or change like the historic feel. I think you preserve that. But one of the ways to sort of build upon that is Cisco Technologies is actually utilizing technology where they're actually projecting movies on bare walls. I think the courthouse actually has a large wall, and that technology, you wouldn't have to build anything necessary or screen. You could literally project the movie on that. So I offer that as a suggestion as to your idea right there.
Yes, we like the hotel feel and how it still has the arch there and everything, so. Yes.
I love your idea of the community garden. How would you manage it, and who would take care of it for you?
Well, we could have the children, we could teach the children how to take care of their own garden. That would be one of the after-school activities. They could come in and they could water their vegetables and all their plants. And so they would kind of take care of their own garden, the children of the community.
I was thinking something the children would love would be like a little splash pad place in that area. I don't know how much that costs. I'm assuming it's expensive, but I think it would bring people down and children and families down on like these 90-degree days we've been having where they just kind of come up out of the ground and can play, maybe in place of a fountain or something that could be used.
Yeah, some kind of water feature.
Any other questions for this? Yes.
I don't have a question, but I do have a comment. I do like the community garden with the children. In California, there is a school, you might want to think about this. It's an inner city school that started a garden because they saw some land that was not used. They started planting the vegetables, and then they sowed the vegetables when it was time to harvest the vegetables. Now, they've gotten a lot of the teachers involved, and they have decided, well, they do. They have 4 salad dressings that they sell in grocery stores for their salads, and they have a slogan, buy our salads and send us to college. So it's called Food in the Hood. So it's on the
a variety of ways, the garden being only one, arts being another, music programs and so forth. You could make connections programmatically with Timken High School, and classes could be engaged in projects and so forth. It would help support some of the ideas that you have.
Yeah, we were thinking that partnering with the schools and college for the majors in art and stuff was a really good idea.
Just to dovetail on that, there's a great book called Seed Folks that is about a community garden. I had the privilege of reading that with Timken High School students, and we had a little garden when we read that. So that's a very readable book even for like middle school students. So if you did have a group of students that were involved, this would be, sorry, I feel like I gave you a reading assignment. I do that. It'd be a great book as a real, kind of an emotional story to kind of foster conversation and passion.
I'm especially excited about your idea of the ice skating rink and bringing that back. When our family was younger, we enjoyed that a lot. I remember one of the challenges that we had was finding parking in the area close by and conveniently. Had you thought about that need?
We kind of did, and we didn't really go into planning that, which we probably should have, but we could address that.